Welcome to the Vanilla to Vixen podcast. This show contains adult content, so if you are under 18 or easily offended, please switch off now. Mr. and Mrs. N are not qualified relationship counsellors. This show is for entertainment purposes only. Now the disclaimer is out of the way, sit back, relax, and enjoy our journey from Vanilla to Vixen.
Welcome to episode 143 of Vanilla to Vixen. We are your hosts, Mr. and Mrs. N, and we're also sometimes known as
the Naughty Couple.
Hello, Mrs. N.
Hello, Mr. N.
We are back with another action-packed episode.
We've got lots to talk about.
We have just about finished. We're on the very last leg. Not even the leg, the last toenail. Of the Naughty Hobby Tour,
yes,
which is taking place in April and May. We've done how many parties? 6 parties?
Something like 6 parties.
5 weeks?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. We've been all over the place. We've been over to King's Lynn in Norfolk. We've been to the West Midlands. And we finish off back where we started in Leicestershire.
Yeah.
Tonight, we are at Liberty Elite for our V2V Vegas Vixens party.
It's like coming home.
It is, isn't it? If we were a football club, we'd be on the bus, open top.
Topless, you mean?
Topless. We'd be topless, Mrs. N. Oh, talking of being topless,
okay.
I've got a little message that's been sent in.
I love a message.
Okay. And this is from a couple that just simply want to be known as Mr. and Mrs. B.
Right.
B for Bertie Bassett, okay. And it says, it's from Mr. B, actually. And he says, I've put all my dogging gear up for sale on eBay. I haven't had any bids yet, but there are 12 people watching.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
He said, you can have that one for free, Mr. N. It's good because I'm not paying for it.
Very good.
So there we go. So yes, we're starting off this episode. We're going to be talking a little bit later on, the main meat of the show.
Yeah.
This is an exciting one.
I know.
You don't know anything about this, Mrs.
Oh,
N.
do I not? Oh, okay.
You don't know anything about the main meat of the show. We're going to be talking about locations for naughtiness in the Far East.
Right. Okay.
So this is following on, as you know, over the past few weeks, it all started off with my disaster on boats. I don't want to go back there, where I spent an afternoon with the lovely lifeguard, Coast Guards, not lifeguards. I probably would have needed a lifeguard.
I was going to say we probably would have needed them.
So I spent a lovely afternoon with the lovely Coast Guards explaining to me why it wouldn't be a good idea to have a swinging party on a boat. And that idea kind of went from bad to...
Well, I still think it was a good idea.
And then, of course, we had the disaster with the prisons, and that something like that ended up on national media.
Somebody sent us a message about it, didn't they? They were absolutely gutted because it was in their area.
They were insistent that was me that was trying to hire out Gloucestershire prison.
Yeah.
I am saying nothing. I'm saying nothing. All these people punishing me now by sending in potential swinging venues. And I think this one, I knew nothing about this one, about the Far East and what happens. And I'm going to share it with Mrs. N, who's never heard it.
No.
And you, dear listener. So this is going to probably be the best one.
Okay.
This is going to be the best one.
All right. Buckle up, guys.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We're about to discover and bust more myths about swinging in the Far East. It's going to be a good one.
I'm intrigued.
But before we get into all of that nonsense, I think we should share the information on what happened at, well, starting with a Mansion collaboration party. It then went into Velvet Vixens.
Yes.
It's just been 2 weeks, 3 parties of madness.
I'm not sure I'm actually alive at this moment.
We've been in the wild west.
Yeah, we have. The Mansion collaboration.
Wow.
What an evening. What a day.
Yeah, I don't know if it's ever been done before. 3 hosts for one swinging party.
Yeah, I don't know. So you came up with this crazy idea, though, didn't you?
Yes, we got together with Jim and Sarah, who host the Love to Social in Leeds.
We did. And also, we had the pleasure of Fred and Wilma, who run Liberated Voice in the West Midlands.
The wild west.
The wild west.
And so it was amazing because we had kind of this eclectic mix of 3 different parties all in one.
Yeah.
We ran nocturnal Vixens. So it was the socials from 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. And then nocturnal Vixens took over at 9 o'clock.
It was an amazing evening.
It was. It kind of all merged into. And I think there was only about sort of 4 or 5 couples that actually just did the socials, wasn't there? I think more or less.
I think most people actually stayed for the entire evening, which is fabulous. And we met some new people that we'd never met before.
And there were couples that had never ever been to an actual. They've been to socials, but they've never been to a swingers night.
Yeah.
So that was really interesting, and sort of seeing their reactions, and the first time they'd ever been down into a playroom.
Yeah,
it was really exciting.
It was really exciting. It was an absolutely fabulous evening, and it was great fun for everybody. So we can't thank the guys enough really for their efforts. Fred and Wilma had put on games to play.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. So the little mingling one. And I think this time it was match the sex position.
Yes. I'm still looking for the wheelbarrow.
Oh, yeah.
Never did find my matching wheelbarrow.
There was some in there I'd never heard of before. So that was interesting. But obviously, if you matched, you went into a prize draw.
Yeah.
And the prizes were some really naughty gadgets, I believe.
Something with whirring and buzzing, I think.
I think it was.
And I will etched into my mental Rolodex forever was Dress Down Twister.
Oh, my word. Yeah, so we kind of decided we needed a way to... The people that weren't staying for the entire evening, we needed to kind of have a cut-off time, didn't we? Or something to happen so they knew that it was their time to leave if they weren't staying.
Yes.
And we'd moved... Well, Wilma, bless her, had set up this Twister game in the dance room.
Yes.
And it was all the girls in their underwear, myself included.
I was behind the decks.
You were behind the decks. You had quite a good view, didn't you, Mr. N?
Yes. Mrs. Mother Trucker was bent right over, looking for a purple spot on the Twister board. And you know that scene in Wolf of Wall Street where you just hold your fist in your mouth? Leo DiCaprio just holds his fist in his mouth while, what's her name? The gorgeous blonde woman in Wolf of Wall Street. I know what she's in my mental Rolodex, but I can't think of her name.
Margot Robbie.
Oh yeah, I'll just have a little moment, Margot Robbie. And it was like that scene in Wolf of Wall Street when Mrs. Mother Trucker, and there was lots of people, but Mrs. Mother Trucker in particular was right in front of me.
Yeah,
as I'm on the decks, going from blue to purple or something. I'll be honest with you, dear listener, I've forgotten what the colours were. My attention was elsewhere.
It was really good fun. And yeah, fully enough, we had quite a crowd watching.
And then you girls bullied the guys.
We did. It's like, well, why should we have to go through everything? Why can't we have a bit of fun with you fellas?
The girls played and all the guys were just quiet watching. So we were just quiet. And then it all started off chanting.
Yep.
Now the boys.
Yep.
Led by Saucy.
Yes.
in his underpants, I think, at the time.
I think a lot of you were in your underpants.
Yeah, it was great. Everybody, all the guys had like dressed down, and so they were just like, because it was quite warm. It was just before the bitter winds crept back in to the UK, and it was quite warm. So all those guys, I was like dressed down behind my decks.
You were.
It was great. And Saucy led the way with dressed down guys Twister. That wasn't so much fun.
Yeah, it didn't quite have the same impact, did it? We probably should have done naked men's Twister. That might have been a little bit more interesting.
I think the boys, the enthusiasm had gone for the boys. We were better voyeurs. We were having more fun being voyeurs.
Oh, right.
And when we actually had to put effort into it, it just became kind of like, not so exciting.
Oh, it was such a good evening. And thank you to everybody that came and supported us.
Fred and Wilma, Jim and Sarah, they were just amazing hosts.
Absolute legends.
All the crew. We've got Roger the cabin girl.
Yeah, Saucy and Busty. We got
the
Mother Truckers.
The gorgeous Mother Truckers and their twisting the night away fun. It was a lot of fun.
It was really nice. And the other thing was, a lot of people were staying over, so the rooms were booked out.
Yeah.
And the cabin girl, so Roger and the cabin girl, had decided that all the ladies could get changed in their suite.
Yes.
And all the guys got changed in the room where Saucy and Busty were staying.
Yes.
So you got sent off, didn't you, to...
Yes.
To their room,
yes.
And this girlies had the big. It was the Henry suite, I believe.
Yeah, we didn't get a suite. We had a room.
You had a room. No, we had a suite. We had sofas. There was drinks. There was girly chat. There was. Oh, it was brilliant. It was just a really nice way to start the evening. And then we came downstairs, and then we're welcoming everybody in and.
I don't remember the boys' room being quite so that much fun, quite so sophisticated. We just played jokes on each other, and Saucy just bust the door open while I was taking a wee. Yeah. Do you mind having a wee? Basically, it was a boys, typical like boys and girls.
Yeah, it was. Really. It was, but it was brilliant. Really, really loved it. And thank you again to everybody that attended and supported it. It was a fabulous evening.
It was good fun.
Yeah.
And then we had a few days rest.
1 or 2.
And then we travelled back to Worcestershire.
We did.
And we did the whole weekend. The Velvet Vixen weekend on the Friday and the Saturday.
Yeah.
We had people that attended who had never been to a party before, and they went to the first Velvet Vixens.
Yes.
And they returned back.
Yeah, they did, bless them.
And it was just absolutely beautiful to see the confidence in the people, that it was like they were different people.
Do you think that helped? Because like we said, if you are a little bit intimidated at the thought of going to a club, this venue in Worcester is ideal because it is a vanilla hotel.
Yeah, I think it worked. I think everyone that I spoke to, I'm thinking of the beautiful single lady.
Yes.
That we ended up on a bed with at one stage. And a single guy, obviously not mentioning any names, but a single guy who then was with a couple, kind of turned up as a couple on that night with his female friend. And this was on the Friday night, wasn't it? And I think just chatting to them and the confidence in them, and they were just bursting with excitement and the difference in them from that they were quite timid the first time that they arrived.
Yeah.
And they said, how exciting it was returning, and they were looking forward to it because they knew what to expect. The second time, and both of them said, as I said, single lady and the gent I was talking to, both of them said they don't know what they were nervous about.
Yeah,
it wasn't at all. And I said, how would you describe it? And they were like, just can't describe it. Don't know how to describe it. But
you see, you just put your trust in us.
Exactly. You don't know what you don't know. And the thing is, if you've got to be a little bit brave, put your big girl boy in pants on.
Yeah.
Not if you're playing dress down Twister.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want that. But put your big boy big girl pants on, and you've just got to take that leap of faith. And it doesn't matter what venue you're going to, what party you're going to. You might be too far away from a V2V. V2V might not appeal to you.
No, absolutely. It's not for everybody.
You might be looking for a different type of event. And the thing to do is just look what is on in your area, what you can travel to, and just see what attracts you in the adverts. Usually the adverts, I think, with swingers events, I think they're quite transparent.
Yes.
And I think it's very easy to kind of get a good idea what that event is going to be like.
Yeah.
And so obviously our nights are especially friendly for newcomers.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was just about to say, if you are particularly nervous or worried or anything, then, not trying to bark up our own tree, but we do recommend that you do go to a newbies night because it does take a lot of the pressure off because there's other newbies there. So you're not the only ones that are going through that.
Yeah.
And that helps.
And it helps as well to go to a hosted night first.
Yes.
Because if you've got a host running an event like us, 9 times out of 10, the host will introduce you to people, and you'll have friends, or you'll make friends, I should say, with other new couples.
Yeah.
Like you've said, there's people that will be there shaking just as much as you are, and you find out that you kind of you grow in that experience together, don't you? You
do. You absolutely do. I do have to mention, though, we did play Naughty Charades, didn't we, over the weekend?
Yes.
I was thinking of the Friday night in particular. So, Mr. N, you decided to do the names, the songs, the films, didn't you?
So you can buy Naughty Charades off Temu, Amazon.
Yeah.
And I had a look at this. We played one of the games that was very, very kindly donated by Salted Popcorn.
That's right.
And we played that the first time around, and I was like, no, we need to go bigger. We need to go bolder into the unknown. And so I went on ChatGPT and made my own naughty charades.
You did. But one of them particularly sticks out, and that was on the Friday night.
Ah, was that the one where you were getting bummed by about 4 men?
So, bless, this guy had obviously picked his thing. What do you call it, Mr. M?
Ticket.
His ticket, which said what it was that he had to then do.
Film.
Yeah.
3 words. I can't remember if it was 3.
No, it wasn't. It was one word.
It was a film. I remembered it now, yes.
But it was one word. And he just looked at me and he went, I don't know how to do it. And so I looked at it and I thought, okay, I'll help.
Yes. Okay, dear listener, let's play this game now. Let's see if you would have got our naughty charade. What happened was Mrs. N looked at the ticket, grabbed 4 unsuspecting, I was going to say volunteers, victims. 4
because they went kicking and screaming.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Yes, they did. 4 unsuspecting victims, and you grabbed them into the middle of the room.
I did.
And for want of a better word, you kind of bent over and kind of mimed them bumming you one after the other.
Yeah.
And I had no idea what the film was.
Neither did anybody else.
They were just enjoying the action.
And it was just a ploy, really, on my part. It was nothing to do with what the film was called.
Dear listener, have you got any idea what this is?
I will say one person guessed at the slut.
Yes.
But it wasn't that.
Somebody shouted "Bend me over," which I've never seen that film before. Probably they meant bend over. I don't know.
Oh, maybe. It wasn't one of his. Well, it could have been one of his films.
It could have been. Yeah, it could have been.
Yeah.
And then in the end, it was Nymphomaniac.
It was Nymphomaniac. So the idea is that I was going around all these men because I was crazy about sex and I was a nymphomaniac. But nobody got it. I had a great time. And I think they quite enjoyed it, if I remember rightly.
And it was quite interesting because, again, we had a nervous sort of couple that hadn't been to too many events. And when I gave them a tour, I'm like, this is the kind of the ballroom, and we'll be playing naughty charades.
Yeah.
And the look of horror
Yeah.
on her face, I'm like, don't worry, it's just film titles and song titles that are a little bit naughty. And the look of, I could see the look of horror. I'm like, you don't have to play if you don't want to, you can just watch if you just want to watch. And the look of horror on her face. And then she actually came up to me afterwards and said, I really didn't think your charades was going to be my cup of tea. She went, it was the best fun I've had in years.
It's really good. And this is one thing I love about that venue, because it is more intimate. You can do things like that. Yeah. And we literally grabbed everybody from the bar area, took them into the dance room. Didn't have any choice, because I was like, get your asses in there now. Handed out all the tickets. Everybody had a go. And you know, they were all laughing, they were all guessing. So you had all that like camaraderie already, so that they were already breaking down barriers before anything else. It was just fab.
It was like naughty, sexy team building.
It was. It was, and it does work really, really well. I mean, at our events, we do like to do some type of games, icebreakers, a way to get people chatting, take that awkwardness away. So it is nice to be able to do something slightly different, because I think you have to work it to what the venue is, the size of venue and everything else.
I mean, a lot of our parties have been, vis-a-vis recently, have been at sort of nightclub-esque feels to them, or wine bar feels to them. You know, if we look at obviously Liberty Elite, or if you look at the Annex, they're all kind of bars or nightclub. And so to go to a hotel which is more just wide open, chilled out atmosphere, wasn't it? It's just a ballroom, so it's a very different feeling. But that V2V vibe was still there.
It absolutely was. And again, thanks to everybody that took the time to come and see us at the Velvet Vixens weekend. You really make the evenings for us, and we absolutely love running those events.
Absolutely. And then it moved on to Saturday.
It did.
And we had couples and single ladies on the Saturday.
Yes.
And it was kind of like spontaneous, this was. So again, it was a very intimate feel. We had one whole floor of the hotel was social. We played a little bit of naughty charades again. And then on the Saturday, I bought my bag of tricks.
Oh, you did?
So my bag of tricks consists really of a toolkit that I put together with the help of Tina Von Teese from many years ago. If you listen to the earlier shows,
can we just say it's a different type of toolkit? It's not got.
You will find some of this in B&Q, Black and Decker. But probably not a lot of it. And it consists of things from as daft as an ostrich feather. Yeah. Really soft ostrich feather. Right up the other end of the scale to things like a medical pinwheel. Yeah. So a pinwheel, for anyone that doesn't know, is like a little handle which goes up to a lot of wheels, 7 wheels with big sharp spikes on them.
It sounds horrendous, but it's not.
And the spikes, you basically roll. It's used in medical practices for by doctors if somebody's had an accident and you can't feel your nerves, or they're just testing to see what you can and can't feel. So they'll test it on the knees and legs and things. But these can be used for sort of naughty sexual sensation play.
Absolutely.
And so Saturday night, again, because it was a more intimate crowd of us. Yeah. It kind of developed into this spontaneous Mr. N and his sensation play. And it was just amazing, because I had this most gorgeous lady that I started sensation playing, and then Mrs. Mother Trucker.
Yes.
So I got 2 ladies and my box of tricks.
What more could you ask for?
And it was just, as Saucy would say, it's shit here.
But it kind of developed more, like you said, on the Saturday night. We were all in the Peacock Room. There was a whole group of us in the Peacock Room. The wonderful Smiley Red
Smiley Red, that's couple, and she is absolutely gorgeous, isn't she?
She is. He's an amazing chef.
Mm-hmm.
He makes the most amazing fudge.
We've been through this before.
We have been through this before, but
yes.
we were lucky enough that he did promise to bring some with him, and he didn't disappoint, bless him. It was biscotti fudge.
Really?
And it was, yeah. Let's just leave that there.
I admit, to me, it was just like an orgasm in my mouth.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It definitely was.
It was amazing.
He's so sweet, bless him. He's super, super brilliant.
And again, on the Saturday, it kind of developed into this almost like just spontaneous demonstration. So I was there with my pinwheel and my ostrich feather. I went from the ostrich feather, stroking it to selected points, like behind the ear, the neck, working my way down to the pinwheel, which was obviously more sharper, with
the pinwheel, it was interesting because when people look at it, they think, whoa, that looks horrendous because it's obviously quite sharp and spiky. But then when you actually run it along people's skin, they go, oh.
I suppose the closest thing you could sort of say it to, it's like almost just running your fingernails, I suppose, a little bit. Only a little bit, but just to kind of give you the feeling of it. And yeah, we kind of did all that play. And then one of our guests said, would anybody like to see a bit of shibari?
I know. I was like, do you know what? I watched him because I thought, I might have a go at that.
Well, all the girls literally jumped up.
Yeah, they did.
I'm like, yeah, me. I've never seen so many excited women in my life.
I mean, that is a real art form.
So shibari, for anyone that doesn't know, is a Japanese word for rope play.
Yep.
Shibari. And this gentleman was an absolute master.
He was.
So he gets all this really fancy rope out. And these girls were all basically more or less naked because we were in a playroom. And he suddenly starts binding and tying up doing all these fancy knots and making all these beautiful shapes within the rope.
I mean, with Red, he did almost like a full body, didn't it?
Yeah.
But then one of the other ladies just did a half, so it was just the top half, just under her boobs and round her boobs, and
it makes kind of the boobs stick out in these beautiful shapes. And for us guys watching, we were just like, carry on.
But he also did a gentleman as well.
Yes.
Which was really interesting because I've never seen it done on a guy before.
No, never.
And the way that it was done was almost like a harness. If you can imagine, like if you were going rock climbing, the sort of harness that you'd sit in.
Yeah.
And it was a case of you could hold on to the sides of it and basically yank him about if you wanted to. Be pegged.
And it was just absolutely amazing and so wonderful that one of our guests, so talented.
Yeah.
And he's like, he played it down. He was very, very humble about his talent and his experience.
Yeah.
And it was wonderful to just kind of then sit back as host and just watch and enjoy this show that it was just spontaneously put on for us.
But do you know the interesting thing about that weekend? Because we did quite a bit of sensation play on the Friday and the Saturday.
Yeah.
That it just goes to show that being in the naughty hobby isn't purely about penetrative sex.
Not at all.
We did a lot of sensation play. There wasn't any penetrative sex at all, but it was still the sexiest experience. It was really erotic.
Yeah.
It was just amazing.
And as I say, a couple of the ladies could barely walk.
I know.
After some of the sensation play.
Yeah.
And they felt totally relaxed. And it just goes to show the variety and the fun and what you can learn. We were all learning stuff. And it was amazing. And again, different kind of V2V.
That's what I love about them, because no two V2Vs are the same. Because the people that attend all bring something different.
Absolutely.
Even though they think, it's just me, I'm nothing special. Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Because you have your own talent in a way.
Absolutely.
With how you behave and what you enjoy sexually. And
not, just to add, there were other people just going off fucking.
They were.
If you're thinking, oh my God, I went to a V2V and just had to sit and watch somebody do rope play. No. We were just in kind of one of the large playrooms, and there were other people obviously wandering off doing their own thing, because it is your night to make it what you want.
Yeah.
But it was nice for some of the people that perhaps they're having a rest in between their sexcapades, or they were just wandering around and just interested in, and perhaps, like you say, not everybody just wants penetrative sex during a swinging party.
And that's the thing, when we always say you never go with expectations, because there may be times where you just think to yourself, do you know what, I'm not really feeling that tonight, but I still want to feel sexy, and I still want to feel, included with somebody, or, other people. And that was just a brilliant way, because we were lying on one of these big beds, and there was myself, Mrs. Mother Trucker, the beautiful Portia, and we were all kind of playing, and it was the sexiest thing ever.
It was amazing.
But no penetrative sex happened.
No, it was really
there
sexy.
You go. It just goes to show.
Thank you to everyone that attended, and honestly, for me, it was one of the most fun and enjoyable weekends I've had in a long, long time. It was amazing.
It was really amazing. We did thoroughly enjoy it. So yeah, I can't thank you guys enough for supporting us, and helping our events be really, really special.
We finish off tonight at Liberty Elite.
We do.
Vegas Vixens. We do have just a couple of places left.
I know.
So if you message us quick on Fab Swingers, if you fancy coming. If not, we do have a couple of events that we've got to talk about coming up. Just before we go on to our meat and two veg of this episode. Talk about that in a bit. But we do have two exciting events that we want to talk about.
Really exciting events.
So the first one is V2V, the Sweet Treats Party on Saturday the 14th of June. This one is for couples and single ladies only, and it's at Liberty Elite in Leicestershire. So after tonight, we're going to take a few weeks off. We're still doing the podcast, obviously, but we're having a few weeks off from our tour.
Thank God. I need some R&R.
We have done a lot of parties.
We have.
And of course, we didn't know how this was going to go, because sort of going to holding parties once a month to suddenly, like, literally, as I say, sort of 6 in 5 weeks or whatever it was, every weekend we were partying everywhere. And we weren't sure if we were going to be partying by ourselves. It's one thing to do one party a month, but then to suddenly just take it everywhere. And it's just the reception we've received and the amount of people that we've had interested, it's just been so mind-blowing. And just thank you to everyone that has actually made it a success.
Yeah, we are super, super grateful.
Because we really weren't sure, were we? We thought, we've got all this planned, but by the second one, we might have run out of people. And I think the swinging community is only meant to make up, 5% of the population?
Really?
Yeah, apparently so. It's about
I would have thought it was more than that.
It's 5% of the UK population are actually class themselves as in the naughty hobby.
Oh, I think there's lots of closet swingers going on there.
The thing is, all these like big things that they ask, it's all bullshit, because no one has ever come up to me and asked me who I want to vote for or who I want to do this for or whatever. And so how do they know it's exactly 5%?
Exactly.
But there you go.
Anyway.
But yeah, 5%. So when you take a look at that and you think, well, only 5% are involved. And, we're just a couple of people that sit here in a little tiny broom cupboard and talk shit for an hour. And we really honestly weren't sure how many people would turn up, and if we'd have enough, or if we'd kind of run out by the second night. But it has been just the best experience ever, and we want to do it again, definitely.
Definitely want to do it again, yes.
But we're having a few weeks off, and then we're coming back with a couple of parties.
Yeah.
So on Saturday the 14th of June, we are back at Liberty Elite for the Sweet Treats Party.
Hopefully I'll be able to attend this one.
Yes. Last one, you were poorly.
I was very poorly.
Yeah.
Missed the entire evening.
I ate your cake, don't worry about it.
Thanks for that.
And drum roll, big drum roll. That's Mrs. N slapping her boobs. And we have got a brand new date. If you've checked our website, v2v.uk, which are all our events are on there. If you check that, you will see in the last couple of days, this has been added.
It's so exciting.
V2V is coming to the Purple Mamba Club in Nottingham on Friday, the 25th of July. Oh, yeah, baby. It's going to be a hot one. It's going to be groovy. And I'll tell you why it's going to be groovy. Because we are doing a 1970s style swinger-esque party.
We're talking keys in the bowl.
Yeah. Now,
not
listen,
literally.
You do not have to go and have sex with your partner. We are taking everything, all the myths, all the piss takes about swingers, and we are putting them into a party. So the keys in the bowl, we've not quite worked it out yet because we're not that smart. It's just one of my mad ideas like the boat. We're going to kind of do like a speed dating thing.
Yes, in some way. We've been in collaboration with Chris and Amanda, haven't we, from Purple Mamba, who...
Gorgeous Chris and Amanda.
Oh, bless them. They've really taken this on board. And the conversations that myself and Amanda have been having, we may be going slightly over the top with this, but we're throwing it all in there.
Oh, this is going to be absolutely 1970s. So we're doing keys in the bowl and we're going to do some sort of speed dating. So basically you could just introduce yourself to whoever's got your other key and something like that.
We're going to work that one out, aren't we?
It's going to be that kind of thing. It's going to be a fun thing, not a serious sexual thing.
Yeah, Amanda has mentioned something to do with space hoppers.
Yes. There might be topless space hopper races.
There may also be a one-up from the dress down Twister, that it might actually turn into naked Twister, has been mentioned.
Oh, as Saucy would say, shitty.
And we're also going full on cheese and pineapple in a hedgehog.
1970s style.
Proper 1970s swing night. And of course, a 1970s swingers night would not be complete without some 1970s entertainment.
Oh, okay.
And Amanda, bless her, has managed to book a dancer who's going to do a whole disco routine.
Oh my goodness, we've got cabaret.
We've got cabaret and everything.
V2V's going full on cabaret, baby.
Honestly, I'm that organised. I've even got my outfit already.
Now, the Purple Mamba Club is not Wembley Stadium in size. So this is a prepaid event.
It is. It's tickets.
Yeah, you've got to buy your tickets prepaid first. This is for Friday the 25th of July. This is going to be a naughty one.
So tickets are exclusive through the Purple Mamba Club.
Yes.
You need to be on our guest list.
Yes.
So you can contact us via v2v.uk.
v2v.uk, Fab Swingers, all the usual ways.
Absolutely. Let us know that you want to put your name down on the guest list, but you must contact Purple Mamba at www.purplemambaclub.com. And then if you go into the events and V2V presents, it's called Pampers and Pineapple Night.
Pampers and Pineapple. What could be more 70s?
Absolutely. So, like we say, it's ticket only. So it isn't a huge venue, as we know.
Yeah.
It's going to get filled up really quickly, so don't delay.
I feel I need to go out and buy myself a Ford Cortina.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Oh.
Were you even around in the 70s?
Just a little bit.
So talking of the 70s.
Ah, yes.
I know you love it when I do a bit of research.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you some facts about swinging in the 1970s.
This could be interesting.
So it was sometimes referred to as wife swapping or open marriage.
Yeah.
It gained a certain level of visibility and popularity in the 1970s, but particularly in the United States. So they were dirty buggers before we were.
I remember John telling us about this from Liberty Elite years ago. It was originally called wife swapping, but he thought that swinging actually came in from the States.
Which I think, yeah, exactly. And I think it's also the era of the 60s, where that's where the swinging 60s came from as well. However, in the 70s, it says that swinging involves couples exchanging partners for sexual activity while maintaining their primary emotional relationship. It became more openly discussed and practiced in the 1970s. Swingers often associated with alternative lifestyles, including communes, which further contributed to the perception of swinging as a fringe activity.
Still is today, 5%.
Terms like wife swapping and key parties were commonly used to describe swinging activities in the 1970s.
Only a lot of the women kind of lost their fringes in the 80s.
Really?
Well, yeah, you know, down below.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering which fringes you were talking about.
You know, a lot hairier in the 70s.
A few facts, not that interesting. Should we go to a more interesting fact with Mrs. Muzzed Trucker?
A proper Fun Fact Friday. Here we go.
Fun Fact Friday.
This week's fun fact is courtesy of Hallows and Horcruxes. The penis of a blue whale is 2.8 metres long. When it ejaculates, it releases 1,800 litres of semen. It only takes 200 litres to impregnate the female. So no wonder the sea is so salty.
Oh, no!
God. Where does she find these from?
Oh, I don't know. That's kind of made me feel a bit like, ugh.
I was going to have fish and chips tonight. It's put me right off. Salty chips and God.
Everybody now is like, whenever they go into the sea, that's going to be in their heads. I know it is. Bless you. Thank you, my lovely, for another Fun Fact Friday.
So now we move on to our meat of the show.
Is this the meat with the two veg?
Yes. So we've had a couple of messages sent in. Okay, this was via email, and they've only given their real name, so I'm just going to not mention them of who exactly it is. Okay, so it says, "Dear Mr. N, I thought you would be very interested in this, following on from your very sad boating incident."
Yeah, so you were very sad about your boating incident, darling.
So it's actually a link to The Guardian. So I nearly didn't click on it, but I decided no, sent in. So here we go. It says, it's from The Guardian. "We're having sex inside Moby Dick."
What? Oh my God, what is it about whales tonight?
It's about whales. "We're having sex inside Moby Dick, the wild architectural world of Japan's love hotels."
Oh my God, it is an actual whale. Well, not a real whale, but it's a building.
It's a building that looks
like a whale.
Like a giant whale.
Although it's pink.
It's a giant pink whale. It kind of makes it look sexier.
Do you think?
Not really, no. It looks like a big pink turd. Okay, are you ready? So I was like, okay, what the fuck is this? so some people send us some weird shit. And it says, "From cruise ships to UFOs, from King Kong to a giant whale. Half the sex in Japan may take place in its dazzling, imaginative love hotels, but some have become just too seedy, ? Our writer checks in. And this is by Oliver Wainwright. And this is only on the 5th of May, this article. And it says, "Do whales make you horny? How about UFOs? Maybe you've always dreamed of having a tryst in a fairy tale castle or making love inside a gigantic biscuit tin."
What?
I tell you, the Japanese are crackers. They're better than us. They've got more imagination than the Brits. "Whatever your weird fantasy may be, it can probably be catered for in a roadside somewhere in Japan. If a new book on the curious phenomenon of love hotels is anything to go by." French photographer Francois Prost has been on a 3,000-kilometre pilgrimage of passion, driving from, I've got to pronounce this now, Utsunomiya. I apologise to all our Japanese listeners. North of Tokyo to the island of Shikoku in the south to document Japan's unique architecture of furtive liaisons.
Ooh.
What he found spans the manga embellished motels and Christmas-themed love nests to pastel-hued stage sets worth of Wes Anderson and something stranger than your most eccentric kinks could ever dream of.
I feel like I've just jumped inside some weird...
I know.
Yeah.
How cool is this?
It's just feel like I should be on something to be able to understand all this.
Now, when I send my mad ideas of swinging, clubs and things to Saucy, he's like, I love you, but you are mad. I've just thought of boring shit like boats and prisons. This is like proper off the scale. And it's real. This is not like just imagination. Somebody's gone, what we need to do here, we need a giant love hotel. I'll tell you why they're called love hotels in a minute.
Okay.
I find love hotels culturally fascinating, says Prost, whose previous projects have included photographing the facades of strip clubs in the US and nightclubs in the Ivory Coast. Japan is generally a fairly conservative society. They are, aren't they, the Japanese?
Yeah.
It's very conservative, very reserved. But these are places of escapism, fantasy, almost childlike wonder. I think that was probably the wrong use of words.
Is it really naive of me to think that it didn't go on in their culture?
What didn't go on in their culture?
Naughtiness.
No, it's specific for naughtiness. And I will tell you why.
Okay.
And you find them everywhere. So this is not just like Amsterdam is in Holland. This is the whole of Japan.
Right.
All over the place. Estimates vary, but some will put the number of love hotels or Rabu Hotaru in the country as high as... Ready? Have a guess how many you think there is in the whole of Japan. Have a guess how many Rabu Hotaru
in the whole of Japan.
In the whole of Japan. Have a guess how many of these love hotels.
80?
80.
Yeah.
You are a mere amateur, Mrs. N. When you think there's probably like, I don't know how many swinging clubs in the UK, around about 80 probably.
Yeah,
I guess.
now you've said that, yeah.
37,000.
No.
There are 37,000 love hotels in Japan. They pop up in city centres, rural villages, at highway busy junctions and secluded fields. It's like the annex.
Oh my gosh.
And then they're just in the middle of nowhere, some of them. As Prost's photographs show vividly, they come in all shapes and sizes, styles and genres. So, and there's a photo of the Sea Stalk Hotel in Machida in Tokyo. And basically, it's just a great big ship.
Oh, look at that. That's cool.
So if you go on The Guardian...
Can you put these pictures on the the programme notes?
We could just rip them off. I'm sure we can.
Just tell them it's for training purposes only.
And then but I see why some of them are classed as a bit seedy and a bit gaudy, because then there's another one that Prost has taken of this hotel flower style in Nara, and it's just this giant pink and white building in the middle of like a junction, and it just looks...
Holy shit.
It's a photo, and it just looks like...
It looks very out of place.
Yeah.
It looks like it should be in something like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
Like a candy building.
Bear in mind, a lot of these places are adults only.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's just mad. So it's colourful places that offer a sense of escape from the daily routine in Japan's post-war economic boom. And during the boom, Japan saw love hotels blossom into elaborate sexual amusement parks in the 1970s and 80s.
There you go.
With themes ranging from fairy tale to sci-fi to medieval cosplay. So people actually dress up in your cosplay and off you trot to these like love hotels. We just had like a freaking mattress in the back of a pub in the 1970s. Japan was like trouncing all over us. But when you think about it, everyone covers like the 1960s, 70s swinging scene in America.
Yeah.
Japan were like They weren't even on the same. They were on a quantum computer when it came to sex and swinging. They were like quantum computing. We were still on the ZX81 calculator. We were playing Pong in black and white. They were in quantum computers of swinging.
Wow.
I know.
Who knew?
The country's high population density, small apartment sizes, and tradition of living at home until marriage helped fuel the appetite for places for people to meet in private. Some have also put love hotels' continuing success down to the sexual liberation of women in Japan. Sometimes highlighting the cute, cartoonish nature of the decor, as in that pink flower.
Well, yeah.
And it's designed to feel safe and inviting rather than tacky and sordid. So it's a little bit risque, that is.
Yeah, but my mind's blown a little bit with this. I was not expecting you to come out with this.
I told you. Quite different from the seedy pay-by-the-hour motels elsewhere in the world, love hotels aim to cater to everyone. In this 2005 book, Law in Everyday Japan, legal scholar Mark D. West estimated that Japanese couples make more than 500 million trips to love hotels each year. Half a billion. So 37,000.
Wow.
Let's just work this out, okay?
You're getting your calculator
I'm getting my calculator out. Let's just work this out. There's 37,000 hotels, okay? So, hold on. Oh, shit. I've got to put billion.
Yeah.
5 billion. So, that's 5 million. So, that's 5 billion.
Yeah.
Divided into 37,000. Oh, this figure's so massive. I can't even work this out. That means 135,000 something or other. So according to these figures, that's 135,000 visits per hotel. No. Someone's going to have to help me out of here with the maths.
I was going to say you're not with this, are you?
My phone calculator is broken. I was trying to work out how often they were going.
You do realise everybody listening now has got their phones out and going to try and do this calculation for you.
It's 5. Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's move on.
Yeah,
because we haven't got all day. So we're going back to the article now. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So here's me trying to work it out. So these figures suggest that as much as half of all sexual intercourse in Japan could be taking place in these establishments.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So can you imagine, like Brooklyn Beckham, Mommy, Daddy, where was I conceived? Okay, Brooklyn, you were conceived after I lost the World Cup and we went off to Brooklyn. Everyone knows that famous story.
Yeah.
Can you imagine somebody coming up, little, I don't know, little Titanic from Tokyo? Mommy, Daddy, where was I conceived? Well, son. You were conceived in this giant plastic building that looks like a ship. Oh my God. Are you ready? And this would mean a good deal of the country's population were conceived on a rotating bed in a beshackled boudoir or inside a fantastical tropical grotto surrounded by model dinosaurs.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
I'm slightly nervous now that you're going to have this idea that we need to now go to Japan.
We need to go to Japan.
No.
The V2V tour was for amateurs. We need a V2V tour of love hotels in Japan.
How about we bring a love hotel to the UK?
I think we might have to do that. Pross photographs don't take you inside the bedrooms. There are other books for that.
Oh.
I need to know what these are. But instead focus on the exterior iconography of the hotels. That's a bit boring. I want to know what the bedrooms look like. Far from fading into the background, they stand out as loud roadside billboards designed to be easily identifiable by libidinous couples at a glance from a moving vehicle. Well, you're certainly going to notice a giant bloody plastic ship.
That's true.
Who could miss the Hotel Artia Dinosaur, which rises on the corner of a highway in Machida City near Tokyo. Crowned with a huge T-Rex, a tableau of a Jeep being crushed by a velociraptor at the entrance sets the tone. Online reviews warn that the bedroom doors lock automatically once you're inside.
Holy shit!
Oh my God.
Is that not some law against that? Isn't it called imprisonment or something?
So you go into the hotel room and the door locks automatically once you're inside. What do they do? Go into the bathroom and instead of shampoo, you've got a little bottle of Rohypnol. Oh my God.
Holy.
Automatically, once you're inside, and all you have to do is call reception. You have to call reception to be let out.
What if you're not capable?
You're going to be in there for a while.
I was going to say.
A feature common in love hotels, but here adding an extra frisson of danger in tune with the Jurassic Park inspired theme. Or you might live out your Moby Dick fantasy at the huge pink concrete whale hotel Festa Quigala in Okayama, which waits ready to swallow you inside its grinning mouth. Or embrace the kinky King Kong spirit of the Lala Resort in Kobe. People are going to slaughter me on this Japanese pronunciation. It features a massive gorilla climbing its bright red and orange striped facade and a model tiger keeping watch over the underground car park. A common feature, so punters can be shuttled directly to their roofs.
Oh my God.
And there's a photo of it. I mean,
this is just crazy.
We have a taxi to Liberty Elite. I feel like we've just been doing complete amateurs. This is amateurish compared to what the Japanese have got.
Saucy, I'm going to apologise now because Mr. Rennie's going to be contacting you and talking all kinds of shit ideas now.
We've got to up our game, baby. We've got to up our game. The hotels are often designed so you don't have to cross paths with anyone else, says Prost. This is brilliant. They've thought of everything.
They have.
What do we do in the naughty hobby? Everyone is terrified of being caught.
Yeah.
Okay, in the naughty hobby. You can go straight from your car into a lift going up. There is always a separate lift to go back down to avoid bumping into people you might know.
That's genius.
2 lifts.
It's like a one-way system for swingers.
We have to walk across a car park. This is next generation. A lot of the hotels don't even have receptionists anymore. Oh my God. Okay. We've talked about, the walk of shame in hotels in the UK. They don't have receptionists. They've got rid of that, baby. They've solved that problem years ago. You book online or choose your room from an automatic vending machine. Of course you do. It's Japan. Why wouldn't you? The faded decor and tatty appearance of many of the establishments makes you wonder if love hotels are becoming a thing of the past. I think they're already obsolete. Here's me wanting to bring them to the UK. The Japanese have gone, we've had enough of that shit now. We've been doing that since the 70s, baby. A lot of them have that forlorn look of semi-abandoned amusement parks with flaking paintwork and sun-bleached signage. And some of the online reviews don't inspire much confidence. Who could resist the lure of Shibuya's Sweet Hotel, a pink Battenberg fantasy dripping with huge slices of cake, cookies and plastic icing? It's the sweet treat party.
I was going to say, that sounds right up my street.
It turns out those aren't the only treats on offer. I found a pillow with dried semen.
Oh, what?
Reads one of the reviews. The walls and doors were covered in scratch marks. Oh. That's because people were trying to get out.
They're all automatically locked in.
Oh my God. More fitting for a murder hotel than a love hotel.
Oh shit.
This place is gone now, adds the most recent entry. Too bad. And there's a little picture of it.
Okay.
It looks a little bit like a toilet roll.
Yeah.
With 2 sort of bits of wood a strap to each side of it, but giant form.
Yeah.
Despite some seedy failures, Pross says that love hotels are just as popular as ever, and they're evolving to keep up with changing habits. Nowadays, many young people go to love hotels to have parties. They have karaoke machines. Of course they do, it's Japan. Sex karaoke. Big TVs, massage chairs and hot tubs. People rent them in groups for a few hours.
That's it. It's my life over.
I need to go to Japan.
Exactly.
The Bali An Group, for example, offers a big rooms for Joshikai. Do you know what Joshikai is?
No idea. Gangbangs?
Girls' nights out.
Oh, okay.
So it's an exclusive girls' nights out, Joshikai. Complete with bars, 75-inch TVs. Why wouldn't you? Their rooms are probably only 60 inches, but they've got a 75-inch TV in there. It's Japan, baby. Beds for 8 people. 8 people beds.
Okay.
It's probably the size of like a normal double bed, because Japanese are a little bit small.
Tiny, aren't they?
Tiny
Yes.
people.
Yeah.
The rooms also come with hammocks and camping equipment. What the fuck? I just read it out. Now my brain's gone so mad. I've gone, yeah, of course it's going to have camping equipment in it. It's just what you want. 8 people in a bed and a fucking little fold-up tin opener. Why wouldn't you? Seems perfectly rational. After castles, cruise ships and cartoons, glamping appears to be the latest love hotel design trend.
Oh.
So you can sample the romance of the great outdoors without venturing
Outdoors.
outside.
Oh, you see.
The
That sounds like my kind of camping.
Love Hotel, the book, is out now. And it's also the Love Hotel exhibition in Paris until the 18th of May. So if you're in Paris and you want to go and see Mr. Pross work, off you trot.
Jog along. Go and tell us all about it. Wow.
I'm going to tell you a story, listener. Right.
Oh, God.
So for a long time, I was in the music industry. A lot of people know this. And I went to see Jules Holland's R&B orchestra live.
We did.
In an open-air concert.
Yeah.
Didn't we?
We did.
And I cried. I cried when I watched that concert because Ruby Turner was on and some amazing singers. And it's like Never Meet Your Heroes.
Yeah.
Because I realised I would never be that good. And I feel the same way after reading that article.
Do you think that's it for us? We've reached our limit, our pinnacle.
No matter what I do now with V2V, I am never going to be a giant whale with a camping can opener. And I've just got to take a second for that awful realisation. And automatic locking doors, obviously. And little bottles of Rehypnol in the bedside cabinet. I'm never going to be on that level.
No. For anybody that is listening to this and who's attending Vegas Vixens tonight, please do come along and console Mr. N. I think he needs a little bit of support. He looks devastated.
I'm broken. I'm absolutely broken.
Do you want me to just pick you up a little bit?
You need to.
So, nothing on your scale whatsoever, Mr. N, but one of our lovely listeners, actually, it's a lady that has been on our podcast. It's the wonderful Icarus.
Yes.
Yes, beautiful couple. So, Mrs. Icarus sent me a message. So I'm listening to Boats, Train, Carriages and Prisons. So
Yes.
she was listening to that episode of the podcast. How about a maze? Everyone goes in and runs about until everyone has a hiding space of their own. Then somebody blows a whistle and everyone starts running about. And the first person you find, well, you know, you get the idea. So I did respond to this by saying, oh, it sounds a little bit like Kiss Chase at school. And she said it's for people with no sense of direction. And I went, that'll be me then.
Oh, my God.
We could create our own V2V maze.
If you tuned in expecting a swinging show, I can only apologise to listener. I'm still broken.
You need to go and have a lie down.
On that bombshell, as Jeremy Clarkson would say.
We need to go and get ready for tonight.
We better go and get ready. And I think I've got just enough time to go into the shed and try and find our inflatable pink dolphin we had from last summer holiday. And perhaps I can nip upstairs into the loft and get some Christmas trimmings or something.
God.
We've got to up our game, baby.
Please, listeners, come up with some new ideas for next week's podcast. Otherwise, I fear we may be having a trip to Japan.
If you own any buildings, send me a message. Let's bring the Japanese Love Hotel to the UK. You heard it here first on Vanilla to Vixen.
Oh, say goodbye, Mr. N.
Goodbye, Mr. N. Thank you ever so much, listeners, for listening to another episode.
Yes. Have a fabulous weekend.
And we shall see you next week.
Take care.
Bye-bye.